best client support. And I'd like you please to welcome Roger Barker of Sponsors, the Institute of Directors.
Well, Richard, I'm delighted to announce that A&L Goodbody is the winner.
The role and responsibility of the director is expanding against a backdrop of increased regulatory scrutiny and personal accountability. Stakeholder expectation around company performance is changing with a sharp focus on sustainability and corporate responsibility. A&L Goodbody saw the opportunity to create a new knowledge gateway for the company director comprising legal guidance and tacit knowledge of A&L Goodbody senior lawyers. On Board, which I think is the name of the initiative, develops ALG knowledge as it extends the offering beyond the client legal team to the board and provides an opportunity for senior lawyers across a range of practice groups to share their expertise and experience with company boards. Kind of ask you a few questions, if I may, and we'll go from there.
Sure.
Extending a flagship knowledge platform to a new cohort of clients is, according to the textbook, not the easiest things to do. How did you go about that aspect of the project?
No, agreed. It is a challenge, but to be fair, we have a long history in A&L of providing a platform to, a large cohort of clients in the form of client legal teams. And because against the legal and regulatory backdrop that you've outlined, Richard, we felt we would have a target audience in boards who are dealing with the convergence of compliance with governance, and that they would be receptive to this platform and this knowledge offering. And indeed, they have genuinely embraced this. So we're very proud of this offering, and we're glad that we had the ambition to, extend knowledge into the boardroom.
And one of the things that is always challenging is knowledge can be very passive if you're not careful. It's there to go and get it. How did you actually integrate what I would call the publishing and the learning transfer aspects of your project? How did you try and make sure they actually took on board some of these key bits of knowledge you were sharing with them?
Yeah, great question, Richard. Well, I mean, I'm sure as, many of the people who are at this event this evening will understand, tacit knowledge is the holy grail of knowledge, the stuff that's in the heads of lawyers and advisors. And it can be quite a challenge to get lawyers to share that knowledge. But equally, lawyers are very good at talking about what they know. So we found the approach in Onboard of asking our senior lawyers and partners to share, through conversations, interviews, videos, their experience and expertise and practical insights was actually, quite an efficient way of sharing this knowledge with this cohort of, boards. And we're also conscious that, company directors will probably respond better to material they hear. And the last thing they want to do is to read, reams of documents. So that was the other, I guess, policy and strategy behind the approach of Onboard.
So talking about the topics for a minute, I mean, selecting topics that will resonate with board members across all sectors. I mean, that's, again, a big challenge, I suspect, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And of course, the best starting point is to start with directors. So we did have conversations with one very, very senior director, but equally also spoke to some more, junior board members. And interestingly, the senior person said, actually, nothing can be too simple. Actually, even the most seasoned board director likes to be reminded of the basics. So the content reflects, I guess, the blend of the basics, what every director should know if they're on a board for the first time, and also dealing with some of the emerging challenges facing boards. I think you mentioned ESG. And, a lot of directors are coming to us and saying, what do I really need to understand in this emerging area? So we're covering a reasonably broad bandwidth and trying to pitch the content at directors who are at different levels in their governance career.
And how about the balance of, say, law and practical guidance? Because, again, that can be a tough one to get right, I think.
Yeah, well, I guess that the law piece, the technical piece, is dealt with through the written content, practice notes, but again, written in a very user-friendly, digestible style. And then the other content is dealt with through, the conversations and videos and the insights. So we try to strike that blend, or that balance rather, in on board, so that it can be a go-through resource for a director who, wants an answer to a technical question, or the director who wants to hear a partner talk about their experience. For example, I think there's one video where it's advice to a chair who's dealing with, a tricky board meeting.
Brilliant. So, and this is a kind of finish, if I may, with a broader question. I mean, to what extent do you see this service as having altered your firm's go-to-market strategy?
I think I'm not sure if it's altered. I mean, I guess the firm's strategy is, complex and very deep. But, obviously part of our business strategy always has to be to support our clients, and obviously to support our clients in the corporate sector. And all lawyers are very interested in, the area of governance and, supporting directors who are navigating, just an increasingly complex environment. So I guess it's just providing more support to that broader firm strategy.
Fantastic. I'm going to have to leave it at that, Paula, but thank you for joining us. I'm sorry about the tech challenges, but you made it. That's the main thing. And congratulations.
Thank you,
as I will say at the end, this lovely piece of plastic will be making its way to you as in the morning, but obviously
well,
and look forward to that. But congratulations again. Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.